morning. Skip school, that's some truancy about it. Maybe some guys in the morning. I had me the black by the morning. Give me some wax by the morning. I had a suspect by the morning. I don't know me on the morning. Rats keep me up on the ocean. I had a back in my shoulder. You gotta pay if you rolling. You gotta picture me rolling. Pacific ice in the ocean. Ready for war like I'm Russian. Ladies should never look in. My diamonds like dust. My neck and my belly on touch. They call it for me. They rushing. You want me like you know? Yeah. Her on her drawers. Yeah. B-Rex better calm down. Yeah. If you go around, come around. Yeah. Whole squad smoking out the pound. Squad gon' fuck with these hoes. Yeah. Mess orange gel on my toes. Yeah. Circle glass for the jewels. You can go get mad. Jumping in the bed with 2 dirty men. Who's you? My shawty pulling up with a real bad bitch. I won't fuck you too. Dripping my swag. About tag. I got it slipping in the bag now. Getting all type of cash. I'm a general too. I never killed anybody, but I got something to do with it, buddy. I got the streets on my back. My man carry it like I'm moving the body. I told him to shoot 100 rounds, like he trying to move it about it. They were like 11 in the morning. Skipping school, that's a truancy, buddy. Give me some rest in the morning. I ain't really great by the morning. Give me some rest by the morning. I had a suspect by the morning. I don't know me on the morning. Rats keep me up on the ocean. I got a back on my shoulder. You gotta pay if you rolling.
You gotta picture me rolling. Packing the semi, calling. Ready for war like Korea. Headline the shows I'm calling. You should be cleaning my pension. My presence disgusting. Why don't you act like a hoe? And go get to dusting. Yeah, latex on my drawers. Watch go clean my crown. Yeah, babe, this one way up here. They never make a sound. Ready up on these hoes. While pee on my toes. I said new baby alert. Niggas gon' be mad. Jumping in the bins, then I switch to the ghost like who's you? Remember this face, cause I'm that bitch you gon' lose to. Dripping in ice. Fuck you looking at screw you. This squad goes win. All your bitches pretty like no.
I never killed anybody, but I got something to do with it, buddy. I got the streets on my back. My man carry it like I'm moving the body. I told him to shoot 100 rounds, like he trying to move it about it. It was like 11 in the morning. Skipping school, that's a truancy, buddy. Give me some rest in the morning. I had me the black by the morning. Give me some rest by the morning. I had a suspect by the morning. I don't know me on the morning. Rats keep me up on the ocean. I had a back in my shoulder. You gotta pay if you rolling. Jumping in the bed with 2 dirty men. Who's you? My shawty pulling up with a real bad bitch. I wanna fuck you too. Dripping my swag. About tag. I got it stripping in the bag. I'm getting all type of cash. I'm a general true.
People make an egg and fake. I had 2 girls at the same time, and I had them biting. Knowing damn well the same rock, they probably ain't like it. But where did I stay icy? Ask somebody in the lamb. I'm a shot boy, dancing on the track with Mr. Young. And my children, when they see a player icy, they kick it like they cool. I can tell they wanna fight. I keep them girls chill, turn around and have them dice. They never tell me no. they like it. They looking at my trunk and they see a real ice. They kick it like they cool, but I can tell they wanna fight. I keep the girl true, turn them out and have them bite. They never tell me no. They like, she said you let me touch your chain, I let you broke it. This shit ain't hard to notice. Grabbing out and let her throw it, just to show her how to do it. She's a player and she know it, and I ain't scared to show it. I take her to my partners, let them boss and leave her all over it. Kick it like they cool, but they haters to they hard. Yeah, they talk behind my back.
But they been haters from the start.
I send them haters to the store. Then kick you with they wife and they never tell me no. Why? Cause she like it in my trunk and they see a real icy. They kick it like they cool, but I can tell they wanna fight. I keep the girl true, turn them out and have them bite. They never tell me no. Why? Cause they like it. They looking at my trunk and they see a real icy. They kick it like they cool, but I can tell they wanna fight. I keep the girl true, turn them out and have them bite. They never tell me no. Why? Cause they like it. I can tell they in me mean, cause they see a real fly. My earrings bling a lean, shiny look like tie-dye. They with a different color girl, but they always stick together. When I say move, they move. Boy, they ready for whatever. I can see it in your eyes. Boy, don't make no false move. I know that you don't like it, but you gotta keep it cool. Don't mean no disrespect. I ain't tryna be rude, but look, you gotta know that I always keep it too. They looking at my trunk and they see a real icy. They kick it like they cool, I can tell they wanna fight. I keep them girl true, turn them out and have them bite. They never tell me no. Why? Cause they like it. They looking at my trunk and they see a real icy. They kick it like they cool, but I can tell they wanna fight. I keep them girl true, turn them out and have them bite. They never tell me no. Why? Cause they like it.
Yeah.
Got the missing root, your boo. Came on missing too. Poof. I just thought your boo now. Ooh, she gon' eat the crew. Bread up in that guy, and you would think that bag would come in far.
Smile up in my face, but like a plastic bag, I see through you. You feel like going upstairs and getting that bottle with me? Coming back down? And then staying down here? Cause we gotta go get the kid? Huh?
Riding in the motherfucking road. Niggas talking down, I don't know. Yeah, made 100 plays in the focus. Gotta maintain, stay focused. That's on my mama. In the motherfucking road. Niggas talking down, I don't know. Yeah, made 100 plays in the focus. Gotta maintain, stay focused. Headshot a nigga ass
To see what his mind do.
Catch a metal red light
Or a fucking drive-through.
Nigga playing with the crew
Like we ain't no seafood.
Now don't break come through. First 48 and yellow tape keep you from coming through. I ain't been asleep in about 5 days. My niggas cracking cards, they make 5 plays. When I see you niggas, man, you know it's God day. All my niggas over burner shooting sideways. I know where you stay, and I know where you be posted. Look, just got the drain. We do drop-outs in a rover. I just sold a A to a white boy in a Dover. But really, he just played, cause it was some baking soda. Riding in the motherfucking road. Nigga talking down, I don't know. Yeah, made 100 plays in the focus. Gotta maintain, stay focused. That's on my mind in the motherfucking road. Niggas talking down, I don't know. Yeah, made 100 plays in the focus. Gotta maintain, stay focused. Riding in the fucking intake.
That's that bitch.
Salt kill snails, not play. Yeah, my baby mama with it, she amazing. Yeah, every nigga with